Have you ever said that you were sorry to your child? If this is something that you do regularly, then kudos. This video may just reaffirm that what you are doing is valuable. But if you have never said you were sorry to your child, or admit that you made a mistake, or maybe it's a rare occasion that it happens, you are missing out on a huge opportunity to teach your child. Perhaps you feel like a parent apology takes away from your authority. Or maybe your parents rarely said sorry to you when you were a child, so it doesn't feel natural. Whatever the reason for feeling uncomfortable apologizing to your child, it's more important to recognize why you should apologize to your child. So here are a couple of reasons why it's important. Number one, it shows your child what to do. Monkey see, monkey do. Children are great imitators. So give them something good to imitate. As parents, apologizing to our kids means showing them the right thing to do when something doesn't happen in a way it could, or you made a mistake. Now here's an example. Maybe you yell at your child when they didn't turn off their computer and you walked out of the room and you slammed their door. Now, was this an optimal way to handle that situation? You may come back and say, I could have handled that better. I'm sorry that I yelled at you and that I slammed the door. I should have been more calm in asking you to get off your computer. The reason you do this is to let them know that yelling and slamming the door isn't the way to handle a situation. By apologizing to our children, we demonstrate that we make mistakes with our behavior and let them know that there are better ways. Number two, admitting mistakes is good. Another reason apologizing to our children is important is that it shows them that everyone makes mistakes, including their parents. Our kids come to us for advice and guidance on handling situations. When we, as parents, make an error and apologize for it, it reinforces the notion that mistakes do happen, even with adults. Did you forget your child's baseball game? Or leave your teen's gym clothes at home? Life happens, so admit it and apologize. Instead of having them view you as perfect, show them that everyone makes mistakes, regardless of age. And more importantly, that it's okay to make mistakes. Then we make our best effort to fix them. So you can tell your kids, I'm sorry I ran late, I should have left earlier, or hey, I'm sorry I forgot your gym clothes. I'll plan better tomorrow so this doesn't happen again. Most importantly, let them know you'll make it up to them or fix the situation. Number three, it's respectful. Saying I'm sorry to a child also means I respect your feelings. If a child feels like they've been wronged, we owe it to them to listen and acknowledge their feelings. And if we want our kids to understand that their feelings are important, then we must be willing to apologize. Apologizing shows our kids that we respect them and take their opinions seriously. Just because they're young doesn't mean that their feelings are any less valid than ours. For example, when your son feels like you're not paying enough attention to him and may say something like, "You don't care." Well, don't say back, "You're wrong. I do care about you." Say, "I'm sorry if it felt like I was ignoring you. Let's talk about what I can do to show you how much I care." Apologizing doesn't mean that we're giving up on our parental authority. It simply means we're showing our children that they're important, respected, and worthy of an apology. Number four, it builds trust. In addition to being respectful, apologizing also teaches our kids to trust us with their feelings. If you want your child to be honest and comfortable with you, then it's vital that they feel like their feelings are heard and validated. For example, you snapped at your daughter after finding out that she did poorly on a test. Once you realize that you shouldn't have reacted that way, don't just move on like nothing happened. When you're calm, you can tell her, I'm sorry I yelled at you. I was stressed. I should have handled that situation better. You may have scared them, or they're feeling like they let you down, and not saying you're sorry will make them feel like they don't have the space to express themselves with you. But when you both feel that your relationship is built on mutual respect and trust, it's easier for them to come to you when they need the help. Apologizing is key in building this trust and ensuring that your child understands that they can come to you when they make a mistake without the fear of judgment or punishment. So I gave you a few reasons why it's important to apologize to your child. How do we know when to apologize? It's not practical to be apologizing all the time, so when does it make sense? I teach that we are all responsible for our own feelings, and this is an important concept to teach to children. But the reality is that our children are greatly impacted by our actions. So when we yell at them, we say something mean or hurtful, or act out in a way that you wouldn't want them to act, well, that's probably a good indication that we should apologize. However, in situations in which you do something and it doesn't fall into those categories and your child gets upset, sad, or disappointed, we don't necessarily owe our children an apology, even if they feel sad or disappointed. That's their choice. Those are different situations that we can help them recognize and process their own feelings. Help them understand that there are things that are out of our control, but we still can navigate the situation together. When we do need to apologize to a child, we need to be clear, concise, and genuine. Process your own emotions first as a parent. Once you're calm and collected, talk with your child, acknowledge their feelings, and apologize. And ask yourself, what could I have done to prevent this from happening in the first place? How could I make this situation better? Saying I'm sorry to your child shows them that I'm sorry is more than just a phrase. It's an action, it's a promise. It's one of those important lessons and life skills that you can teach your kids. It will even help them in their future relationships. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you apologized to your child? Do you have an example of a situation that you were in that could possibly help others? Leave your feedback in the comments section below. We'll see you next time.